Well, hello. We're back. We took a night off and recharged the batteries to get ready for another week of streaming here on YouTube. Um, yeah, it was a good weekend actually. Despite you know lockdown changing and plans getting thrown into chaos, um, it was a pretty quiet, pretty restful, good weekend. And Sunday was nice. I basically hung out with family and played a bit of Modern Warfare. I even played some Warzone actually, which was pretty rare. I think I've had, like I said, I've had one game of Warzone probably in the last month or so before Sunday. I played a little bit with Jason and G Man and ran around and mostly it was mostly plunder to be honest. Um, just leveling up weapons and nothing too stressful because even it was quite funny over the weekend watching uh, engine owning struggle to get their cheat service back up. They were whatever Raven did at the last update knocked them off the air for 3 or 4 days, and it was fascinating to watch the number of people crying they couldn't play Warzone because their cheats didn't work. And I'm not kidding. They were literally sitting there crying, saying they couldn't play Warzone because their cheats weren't working. And, in and of itself, that's ridiculous. But there are people in there who stream. They're small streamers on mostly mostly on Facebook. Um, but yeah, straight up communicating about cheat software not working, and then you go watch their gameplay and you see the VODs, and yeah, sure enough, they're cheating straight up. Wall hacks, usually wall hacks. There's one guy in particular who was using wall hacks, but when he was playing solos, he wasn't using. Didn't look like he was using aimbot because he kept missing. But then he played some quads with some friends of his, and he clearly toggled on the soft aimbot as well as his walls. Because he went from being a complete bot to drop in 20s and 30s in quads. So hey Tony, how are you, buddy? And so yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. There was one game in particular. So I'm watching this guy, this Facebook streamer, and and he's playing solos, and you can see he's staring at a building, and uh, he's tracking something through a brick wall. You can see him. There's somebody in a warehouse, and he's tracking. And then he gets to the end of the warehouse, and there's obviously a door at the end of the warehouse. And he's ADSing the whole time. And as soon as he gets to the end of the warehouse, you see somebody pop out, and he takes their head off one shot. And then there was another time where he's a bot, can't slide cancel, doesn't seem to know how. Running around in the open, not even pretending to look for cover. And he runs behind a container, mounts up, ADSs the side of a house, and as soon as he ADSs, a guy walks out the door right into his crosshairs. And then I'm like, so it's clear he's cheating. He's clear he's got wall hacks, right? And the fact that I've discovered this person by seeing him comment in the engine owning tweets, um, probably gave it away. But this was conclusively this dude was cheating. But it was hilarious. He couldn't slide cancel at all. He didn't know. He didn't know how. And he moved like a complete bot. And so he he's got no idea, right? And he runs, and you hear somebody call in a UAV, and then and this numpty is running out in the middle of the field towards a road headed towards stadium, and all of a sudden you see this jeep in his mini map, and he starts lighting the jeep up, but he can't hit the side of the barn. And the guy in the jeep hops out, lets the jeep keep going. He gets himself behind a half brick wall, and he's snaking the wall, and he's just destroying this other guy. And the streamer who's cheating gets absolutely dumpstered. Like, I mean, he's just dropped on his head. He's destroyed. And he went into a full on rage. Like, I'm not kidding. He went ballistic. And he called this guy every name in the book. And then, which I couldn't believe at all. He called this guy a cheater, and then while he was waiting to go into gulag, reported the guy for cheating. And I'm just sitting there thinking, bro, we just watched you cheat, and you're calling somebody else a cheater. And on the kill cam, this guy who killed him, no shot, that guy was cheating. He was missing his shots. He called in a UAV because we heard it, and he was just good. He had good movement. He knew how to use cover. He knew how to snake a wall, and he had the right weapon for the engagement. You know, our protagonist in this story, the cheater, he had a long range AR, and he's like 10 meters away from this guy behind a wall. This guy's got an LC-10. He's just wrecking him, just absolutely demolished him. He had the right tool for the right job, and I couldn't believe it. I literally just couldn't believe it. And so, I've been sort of tracking the engine owning Twitter account to see what's going on, and they were down for about 4 days. So whatever Raven did worked for a little bit, and yeah, the outrage from these kids about not being able to play Warzone because their cheats weren't working was just genuinely, it was surreal. Um, I don't quite understand. I don't quite understand what you're thinking when you can't play a video game unless you're cheating, and you're playing against, the vast majority of other people in the game. There's 150 people playing, and you know you have to cheat. I don't get what's going on in your head, but I think if you're like those engine owning guys, they've been quite cheeky and quite snotty with their Twitter account, being all cool and trying to piss off Raven and Activision and the Call of Duty account and everything else. But at the end of the day, you've got a multi-billion-dollar company who's decided you're the enemy now. Good luck on that front. They've also made a change as well. Apparently, Raven and Activision made a change in the latest update that's preventing some of these kids from registering new accounts when they get banned. So that's going to stop them, I think. That's going to make it a little bit harder. But apparently, Engine Owning are making a spoofer now, a hardware spoofer. It's just like a silly arms race, right? But again, and go back to my comments from the other day, if Raven, Activision, Infinity Ward if they've been working on a machine learning AI based anti cheat and they can actually figure out how to do it, these kids got no shot. They're deploying, you know, Activision are deploying nuclear missiles to take out a local street gang. Um, because that's pretty high end tech for anti cheat. So, and I've seen that work in banks, so I know how it works. It's nothing. It's all heuristic, and it's all predicated on large volumes of data and pattern matching, and so uh, you know, the game will find people who look like cheaters and treat them as such. And I think that's gonna. So if that's the way it goes, I think what people need to realize is what's gonna happen isn't that these people are gonna get banned. I mean, they might, but more than likely, what's gonna happen is they're gonna get funneled off into cheater servers. So rather than detecting, because detecting software on a remote PC is kind of hard, and it's not. It's kind of an antiquated way of solving that problem, and but if you can observe how a person plays, and then based on millions and millions and millions of other game sessions, you can ascertain whether or not that pattern of behavior is one similar to how somebody who cheats plays, and then quarantine them off, something akin to shadow banning, and just put them in trash fire lobbies with other cheaters, then that kind of um that stops it in and of itself, because okay, you can cheat, but if the other 149 people in your lobby are also cheating, well, it's not a lot of fun, is it? So good luck to you. um it turns into some kind of ridiculous version of Fight Club. So okay, awesome. um but yeah, that'd be interesting to see. And I think the announcement just came out just while I started my stream, that on the 19th, which is I think Thursday in the US at 1:30 Eastern, is the Vanguard launch event. I'm pretty excited about Vanguard. I gotta admit, I like the World War II era. Uh, I think it's interesting. I think there's a generation of people over a certain age who get excited about World War II stuff. And then there's a generation of people who find it tedious. I think the split is somewhere around 35 plus. I think if you're 35 years old and above, World War II is very exciting. I think if you're 35 and below, World War II is your grandpa's war, or your great grandparents in some cases, and you're not particularly keen on it. Um, but I am. I'm quite fascinated to see how the game plays, and all of the leaks, rumors, innuendo, all that stuff suggests that suggests that it's going to be fun. Yeah, look, the original Call of Duty games, the very very first ones were older war campaign single player based games, right? Original Call of Duty, the original Battlefield. Um, you know, I'm a huge fan of Company of Heroes as well. which is more of an RTS. Whoops, more of an RTS style game. But again, it's that sort of World War One, World War Two era. I we'll see what happens, but I like that genre. Apparently, in Vanguard, the map, the new Warzone map, is going to be about a third larger. Yeah, Medal of Honor was good. It's a really weird franchise, that one. Um, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it is. It's a weird franchise, that one. I'm not quite sure what the hell happened to it. I mean, it's Electronic Arts, so you just never know. They're just they're just weird. That's why everybody who's running around super excited about Battlefield, EA are not. EA have a habit of making a meal of things too. So I'm not super, and like, just on a slight EA rant. Um, they haven't announced anything yet for NHL 22. Like, nothing, zero announcements. And I'd heard a couple of rumors that it would be moving this year to the Frostbite engine. And if it moved to the Frostbite engine, then it was very likely that it would get a PC version. And because NHL hasn't had a PC version, it's always been console only. I think since, I either want to say 2015 or 2017. It's been years, years and years since they had a PC version, which really annoys me. And so I was hopeful that this year we'd see a PC version if they moved to the Frostbite engine. But apparently they did a closed beta play test, like a tech test, and it had Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and no PC. And you're sort of like, this is just EA. They're just not very good. And so that's kind of annoying. I had hoped to stream some sports games this year. I had sort of started to set up. Hey Evan, how you going, buddy? Yeah, I'm good, man. I had started to set up um my setup. Started to get my setup ready for console games. So starting to look at, how do I capture it, and how do I link it all up, and all that sort of stuff. Because I really wanted to play. I was thinking of playing some Madden 22, and I was thinking of playing some FIFA when that comes out, and NHL was probably the centerpiece for me. There's a bit of golf in there, some of the PGA stuff, and I thought I might play that a little bit. Um, but if there's no NHL 22, then I probably, uh, but if NHL 22 doesn't come out for PC, then I probably will scrap the whole idea. Like, I won't buy the stuff I need. I won't buy, like, I won't buy the capture card that I need for the console. Um, because I have a spare Xbox console, so I could chuck that in here, and I could buy, a controller and do all that stuff. But I kind of, I don't think I'm gonna invest in a console setup because it's just not. I don't know. It's and I don't. I already just bought a Series X for my wife, so that's in the other room. So to buy another Series X, that's another sort of $500, and then you need the capture card, like $1,000 for console games. It's not, just doesn't interest me. And I have an EA Play Pro account, so I should be able to play it on the PC. But there you go. I actually have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so I can play it on Xbox too. But anyway, it's just a pain in the ass. I just don't understand EA. I don't know why they just can't make NHL 22 for the PC. Uh, It's been years. Just figure that out, man. And it's not a small market. That's the other thing too, right? Yeah, no, it's a good idea if you um like yeah, I've toyed around with um like I've got just over here. That's a second monitor connected to a second PC just over here. And that setup is kind of looking at that setup has a stream PC, and I could plug a capture card into it, and I could then plug the console into that, and then I could run the video for the console onto my main screens in front of me, and I could do all of it, but it just requires a bit of investment, and not entirely sure I want to invest in console gaming. So yeah, I'll play Halo a little bit. I'm not the biggest Halo fan. Zach loves Halo. Zach's a massive Halo fan. It's been since he was a little boy. Um, so he's looking forward to that quite a bit. I think my wife likes it as well. I think she'll be sucked into Halo Infinite as well. I'll play it a little bit. I've got, like I said, I got the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so I'll be able to play the PC version when it comes out on release. Um, I'll tell you the other thing I am interested in is Age of Empires 4. Zach is, yes. um, yeah, yeah. Streaming directly from a console is a bit of a weird one. It's a bit of a strange setup, but people do it. So, um, I don't know. I think I'm disappointed in EA for not being able to make a PC version of NHL. Like I can't quite work it out in my head. But Age of Empires 4 is coming in October. That'll be good fun. I bought Humankind, which is a kind of like a version of Civ. That's coming this week, so I'm gonna play that as well. A gaming laptop. So let me rephrase it. It used to be the phrase gaming laptop used to be something of a misnomer, but now some of the Ryzen gaming laptops with the Nvidia 30 series cards in them, they're pretty good. Like they're not terrible. They're pretty good. So I think what Nvidia do with their GPU naming for laptops is just criminal. It's just fraud. They calling a 3080 in a laptop the same as a 3080, like just using the same 3080 brand. That's that's just a crime. That's just not right because it's not a 3080 in a laptop's nothing like a 3080 in a discrete GPU. They're nothing the same. Um, if you have the money and you want a gaming laptop, look at the Razer blades. That's the go. MSI I think make a good one as well, but I'm not sure. Check out Hardware Unboxed, or there's an Australian guy, Jared Tech. Jared does all the laptop reviews. He's got his channel's really good. Um, where is Jared Tech? Um, Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Yep, this guy. I'll put it in chat. Check out that channel. Um, he does laptop reviews. Good stuff. Very smart guy. And does a lot of laptop reviews. He That's the go-to place. Um, the Techni also did a review of a Razer blade, so that's another one if you want to check it out. Yeah, I think the lack of upgradability on laptops is what gets you. And to be fair to the companies that make laptops, um, it's not unreasonable. Like to get a laptop, to build a laptop, you have to think of the what you're trying to achieve, right? So with a laptop, your primary goal is to squeeze as much performance you can into a small form factor and not destroy the battery. So you have to get low watt TDP, and you have to uh, try and conserve as much battery as you can, and then you have to dissipate heat. Like it's a it's a huge challenge to build a really powerful laptop, and so oftentimes to achieve that, those guys will have to build a lot of custom componentry, and they'll have to do some unholy things to get stuff in the right place. It's not like Apple. Apple just make things hard because they're Apple. They seemingly do that just to mess with people. But like Razer or Alienware or MSI or whoever makes, good, Lenovo make reasonable gaming laptops, they're trying to solve a whole bunch of problems. And sometimes you just need to have custom engineering solve that problem. But the moment you do custom engineering, you lose upgradability. Okay, so AutoCAD is a completely different beast, right? Depends on what you're talking about for AutoCAD. If you're talking about like four-dimensional stuff, um, like some of the Autodesk tools, um, like let me think. Been a while since I looked at some of this stuff, but um, you know, if you're talking about Revit, that's a different thing altogether. Um, yeah. Um, AutoCAD and Revit and that stuff are pretty, yeah, and SolidWorks as well. Pretty they're pretty beastly requirements wise across a whole different stack of tech. So you just need a powerful machine. Um, Revit in particular is a pain. So it's been a few years since I dealt with that stuff, but and I did do a lot of it. Was one of the largest Revit customers in the world for a long time, and um, yeah, you just need a lot of grunt on those things. But for small scale drawings and stuff, it's not too bad. Programming is, well, laptops can do it. But you generally would need like a workstation laptop, which is it's a different beast. It's not really a gaming laptop. You need more RAM than what usually you get in a laptop that's built for gaming. Memory is important for CAD. Programming is again different as well. Programming is very much thread count. So you need, because the compilers, code compilers use are multi-threaded applications by default, right? So um so the more threads, the faster your code compiles, even in real time. So if you're doing even just like just in time compiling, more threads, more power, basically. So again, that's a different use case. Yeah, yeah. That's not all. That's a couple generations old, right, Evan? Like that'd be what, a 3, 4 year old laptop, probably three. So yeah, I mean a good MacBook is a top shelf machine, right? You get a really solid MacBook with an M1 processor in it. It's a beast of a little unit. But then you're trapped in the Apple ecosystem. It's up to you though. It's a good, but the M1 is solid as a platform, as a processor platform. And Apple again, because Apple engineering is world class, right? So when they build a laptop, it's going to last you 5 years, like and perform well during that time. So uh, you know, but you're then locked into the Apple ecosystem. Work and play on depends on what you when you say play, right? Because there's ways around some of that stuff. So you could get an average-ish laptop from a graphics perspective, and it'll do most of what you want for work. But then if you chucked some more cash at it and got an external graphics card, an external graphics enclosure, like an eGPU, okay, now you can do some interesting things. But again, right, like it, Warzone is next level, man. Like it'd be interesting to see what Vanguard is like, but Warzone and based on the Modern Warfare engine in the current iteration, Warzone is a different animal. Like from a PC spec perspective, it's not like it's not a normal application. It's absurdly GPU intensive and ridiculously CPU intensive and requires a lot of RAM. It's honestly, it's Warzone is one of the most demanding applications. You hear these Muppets on Twitter. You really ought not to read that shit, but if it's a poorly optimized game. No, it's actually finely optimized. It uses every single resource that your PC has. That's what good optimization is. Good optimization is uh, maximizing the resources at your disposal to give you maximum performance. Nothing in Warzone is wasted. It's just really super heavy. It's a People don't understand the programmatic aspects of it. The sheer size of the models in that thing, the number of objects, like it's crazy. Um, but it's like anything, there could be optimization potential, right? So you can always make things run better. But yeah, so Warzone is a really terrible example of something you put it this way: you build a machine around Warzone, it'll run anything, right? If you could build a machine that plays Warzone at a reasonable pace, so and I would consider anything over 120 FPS in Warzone is pretty solid. You can get 120 FPS in Warzone, you've built yourself a pretty decent machine. You could do that, you pretty much run anything on it. Yeah, I don't know much about Kovacs. I don't use it, so I can't really comment on it. But yeah, and again, if you're a tinkerer, the desktop unit is better anyway because you build it yourself. If you do a DIY, um, it's much better build your own PC desktop. Get like a I don't know. We use the Fantex P400A cases because they're airflow based, fantastic. Like we have three of them in the house. They're fantastic to work in a functionality perspective. Yeah. So it depends on your budget, Evan. But if you go into the description of this stream, I have all the specs I have for mine down there. The only thing I would change in mine would be if I were to buy it today, I would replace the B450 Tomahawk board with a B550 Tomahawk. So the MSI, I get the B550. That's just because the B550 is now affordable and it's a later generation. It's a very good motherboard. It's got excellent power distribution. The The MOSFETs, the VRMs, everything are solid. So for almost the same price as what you pay for the Tomahawk, the B450, buy the B550. And I probably, well, I wouldn't buy the 2 terabyte Seagate hard drive. I'd get a 2 terabyte SSD for data. Like I literally just bought one this weekend to upgrade this. So those would be the two changes that I would make to the build that I currently have if I were just building a high, what I would call my PC a high end mid tier case. So it's a mid tier PC, but it's at the higher end of the mid tier. That's how I would look at mine. It's not a high end PC, it's a high end mid tier. So if you started talking about a 5900X or a 10900K or a 3090 or a 3080, now that's a high, now you're into the high end stuff. But if you want to spend reasonable amounts of money, but not stupid amounts of money, then uh, then mine is pretty good. But like to give you a good example, you could build my whole PC, my whole gaming PC, pretty much the whole thing for the price of a 3090, which is kind of dumb. And I have a 3070, which is what, 35% slower than a 3090. But a lot of times you're not going to see that. So, you know, uh, it's a pretty, yeah, for laptops, I would look at Razer. Alienware are okay laptops. I mean, they're just Dell with some engineering. Lenovo's Legion line are, by all accounts, pretty good. MSI have a couple of good gaming laptops as well. Um, I want to say there's an Asus or an Asus as well. I saw somewhere that's pretty solid. Um, so yeah, but watch Jared's tech, man. Just go look at his recent uploads. Yeah, I think there's a. I'm not sure if it's a ROG Strix laptop or whatever, but it's an Asus. That might be a tough. Um, but they have some. But Jared does the reviews of that stuff, and is a pretty smart dude. So it's always uh, it, if I don't have hands-on experience with something, I tend to refer people to people I trust if I had to make that purchasing decision. So like for me, um like I have my monitors. So Evan was asking a couple weeks ago about, you know, simple 4K monitor, 27-inch or whatever. Well, I've got one sitting here. I'm literally looking at it right now. So that's a good monitor. The color gamut's excellent. It's affordable. Um, it does everything you'd want it to do. Uh, I recommend that screen all the time. But if you want something else, I generally tell you to go to watch Hardware Unboxed. Tim from Hardware Unboxed does monitor reviews. I reckon his monitor reviews are the best in the business. So go see if he's reviewed a monitor you're looking at and watch his review. Because that's what I do. If I want to buy a new monitor, like when I bought the new Dell monitors, I went to Hardware Unboxed. I watched most of their monitor reviews. This was a good one. I got it at a good price. Actually, I got a discount from their Discord. So that was even better. So that's kind of that's the move. Point people in the direction of experts. Um, but that's I don't know. That's about it for now. Um, it was nice to have yesterday off from streaming. I've enjoyed streaming pretty much every day. Uh, it's been fun. Um, but it was nice to have a night off and just relax. Oh, I got an up. This is a good story. So I ordered the Go XLR on Friday, just around lunchtime on Friday. I think I was saying by Friday night, the order from Amazon UK was fulfilled by somewhere in Poland. My Go XLR was shipped from Poland to Leipzig, Germany on Friday, like the same day within 6 hours or something. It had gone from order to Poland, or like an order in Poland, to sitting in a facility in Leipzig, Germany. Saturday, it got shipped overnight to Singapore. It got processed in Singapore and it was delivered Sunday to Sydney. And I thought, wow, man, that's amazing. Uh, so efficient. I ordered something on Friday and by Sunday it was in Australia. Came from Poland, 15,000 kilometers away during the pandemic when everything here's in lockdown. And then because logistics and shipping in Australia is actually pretty dumb. It's pretty stupid, I gotta be honest. Deliveries and couriers and all that stuff are trash. And I sort of jokingly said it'll probably take twice as long to get from uh, Mascot, which is where the DHL facility is out at the airport. It'll take twice as long to get from Mascot to the lower North Shore in Sydney, where I live, which is not even 25 kilometers. It'll take as long, if not longer, to um, to do that trip than it did to get from Poland to Sydney. And then, much to my surprise, my when I got up this morning, I checked, and the Go XLR was on a the Go XLR was on a courier for delivery. I was like, holy crow! This thing will be here in 3 days and over a course of a weekend. That's amazing. Um, and then lunchtime rolls around, and I'm in a meeting, and I get an email from DHL saying there's a problem, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. And the driver has said the address is incorrect. Like, what? How's the address incorrect? And so I click the link and I go into the DHL site. The address isn't incorrect at all. The address is perfectly correct. And this happens occasionally where the drivers have too many deliveries, and so they just randomly pick some deliveries in suburbs that are not convenient to deliver to for what they have in the truck, and they say, "Oh, this is the wrong address," or "These people weren't home," or "Couldn't find the house," or whatever, and they'll just mark a whole bunch as undeliverable, and so then they don't have to deliver them that day. And I've been told this by a logistics person at a shipping company, so I know it to be true. Australia Post do the same thing. Um, Australia Post delivery drivers sometimes just won't even go, and they'll say, "Oh, the person wasn't home." I've had delivery drivers from Australia Post leave cards on my doorstep saying I'm not home, and I'm actually sitting there 5 feet. They didn't even knock, but they didn't want to bring the package from their truck or something. They just couldn't be bothered, so they filled card, dropped a card, and run away, rather than actually have to go through the process of delivering the package that day. Maybe they're in a hurry or just package is heavy or something. But anyway, so I called DHL and I'm like, the address is correct. And so they have in their system the ability, apparently, for the dispatcher to punch in the address and it brings it up on a map. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I can see your address." It's a group of townhouses. Yeah, it's a group of townhouses. He's like, "Okay, no, I'll send a note to the dispatch to send that driver back today with your delivery." But the driver didn't acknowledge the note until 10 to 7 this evening, so that's not coming. So he did. He finished his day, and then he said, "Oh, okay, yeah, 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 I'll do it again tomorrow." So he has my phone number and everything. If you can't find the house, why didn't you just call? Like you have to actually have the number. So, but it was funny. So I was surprised because I ordered this package, this Go XLR from Amazon UK, and it came from Poland. So there must TC Helicon must have a distribution facility out of Poland or something, right? And so that was cool. And while I'm on the phone with DHL, I get an email from DHL saying, "Oh, an order has been placed and will be picked up soon." I'm thinking, are these guys trolling me? Like, what's going on here? And so I go into my email while I'm still on the phone. I'm talking to this other guy from DHL, and I've got another package, something else I ordered from a US based site, uh, was shipping today. And crazily enough, it too is shipping from Poland. It just completely random. So the GoXLR came from Chechenik in Poland. I think I'm saying that right, Chechenik. And this other thing that I ordered is coming from Warsaw. It wasn't through Amazon. It was just a different company. I mean, I ordered it on a US based website, but it's coming from Warsaw and through DHL. It's like crazy. So it's a crazy set of coincidences. And all I can think of is this this driver, when this other package arrives next week, he's gonna not deliver that one either. And it's stupid because DHL come here like once or twice a week because we always have deliveries turning up because we are addicted to shop, or I'm addicted to shopping. So, but a bunch of other stuff that I've ordered still hasn't arrived. At least my package that I ordered for click and collect and I couldn't get, the company, I posted about it on Twitter today, Scorptech. Um, I sent them a quick note this morning. 10 minutes later, they're like, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll ship you your Go XLR and your Stream Deck and your Keylight. We'll ship them directly to you, and we'll do it free of charge." So that was pretty cool. So I don't know when I'll get that. Right now, there's no point in doing express shipping here in Sydney because Australia Post is so slammed with everybody in lockdown, pandemics, everything getting delivered. That express post is basically just a crapshoot. It's the same as regular post, it just costs more now. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to spend $20 extra to have it delivered the same speed. So I'll just take my chances. I have to admit, I was hoping to have the Go XLR for next Friday, um, and all the other stuff, and then do the new stream setup on the weekend. Ideally, I'll have the Go XLR before the weekend. I should have it tomorrow. Um, but I'm fairly certain I won't have the Stream Deck and the Keylight, which is kind of disappointing. I mean that was in Sydney on a non-COVID stupid period. I would have just driven down and bought it. I would have had it the same day. I just hop in the car. So it's kind of silly that it's going to take a week and a bit to get here, 20 kilometers. But that's the world we live in right now. What can you do? So we'll never know. We'll be optimistic. Maybe it'll all get here before Friday, and we'll spend Saturday setting up the stream and getting all the new toys. And I got to do some upgrades to the PC. I got to do some upgrades to Zach's PC. So yeah, maybe that'd be awesome. But I think it'll be next week, which is a pain in the bum. But is what it is. I could have bought it 2 weeks earlier. So, but that's my bad. I had a plan in my brain for that. Anyway, we've chatted for long enough now. Let's play some video games. So I kind of toyed around with a couple of different things for today. Um, on the weekend they announced a new Frostpunk game. So Frostpunk 2 is coming out next year. And I thought, I could play Frostpunk on stream. And then Frostpunk is a lot like, not a lot, but it's a bit like Endzone. And so I thought we might give that a bit of a break. And then I looked at Prison Tycoon for a while. And then I sort of went, I'm not really feeling that at the moment. So I thought we'd go back to Startup Company, which I think I played last Monday. I'm trying to remember when I played that. When was that? Ooh, it's very bright. When was that? Yeah, it was last Monday. And so it was a week ago. And it was good fun, but I kind of got stuck in it. And I didn't rage quit. That's not the right way of describing it. I did just got a little bit frustrated. And my company went bankrupt, and I just decided that was enough for the evening. So it was good time. It was good timing. But there was a bit of a complexity issue with it that I couldn't mentally get past. I think I was a bit tired and whatever else. I'll tell you the one thing I am looking forward to is I'm looking forward to getting my Secret Labs chair. My back is really not good right now. I'm struggling immensely. It's partly my posture and stuff. I'm sitting funny all the time. So, but my Secret Labs chair is coming. And when is that coming? In about a month. I had to pre-order it. It's the brand new 2022 Evo Titan or Titan Evo XL, and they're all on pre-order. And I missed the first pre-order, which shipped at the end of July, and they sold them out in bloody early June or something. So anyway, I'm on the pre-order list for the second wave, which comes in mid-September. But I'm looking forward to that because my back is just killing me. So hopefully that will come early. That would be awesome if it came early. Because I really could use the new chair. But anyway, let's get into this. So we'll get into Startup Company. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see about the lighting situation here. That's better. It's a little less bright. Okay. There we go. I might turn down the music because the music was a bit loud. Okay. All right. Do I want to start a new game? Maybe I'll start a new game. We'll play in career mode. And we'll be Casual Gamer Inc. Yep. right? And I'll be Chad Bigglesworth. And this guy, he looks like a Chad Bigglesworth. And we'll make Chad an ex-developer. So Chad will be socially not very smart. And what's Chad's specialty? Chad is going to make a gaming platform. And we're going to call it Casual Gamer. See, isn't that cool? Isn't that a good fit? Let's go. Okay, so Pam is going to help us here, as usual. This is the office we can get, I think. Or this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, let's go. Hey, Pam's just giving us some money. Good old Pam. All right. So, we need to buy a beginner desk. That's this guy. Okay. We'll give ourselves a corner. And then we'll sit down. And that will be Chad Bigglesworth's desk. All right. Let's get some employees. What do we need? Okay, so we need a designer and a developer. Let's start headhunting. Okay, that was the one thing about this game. We'll speed it up a little bit. I think we're good here. We'll get one more in. I think Mildred is the move. Okay, we'll pause. Welcome aboard, Mildred. Now, how much will we pay Mildred? Let's pay her $3,500. And we'll go from there. Send the offer. No, we're not going to pay you that much, Mildred. Give you a $5,000 signing bonus, though. Okay, what about this? Okay, this is the maximum you're getting, Mildred. Okay. Welcome to the team. I probably didn't need to give her that bonus, to be fair. Okay. And we need to buy... Okay, so we'll buy 2 desks. We'll put Mildred here. And we'll put somebody else there. We'll save on space. And so this will be... Okay, we need to cancel, start headhunting. We'll hire a designer. Let's go. Okay, so we need to go home. Start our time machine. Okay, body's not great. Wesley looks better. Okay, one more. Okay. Lula, do you want to come join our team? We'll pay you $4,000 a month. No? Okay, send the offer. 8,700. Holy moly. What? No. No. Sorry, you can have 4,500 and a $5,000 bonus. Like, yeah, sorry. Holy crow. That was highway robbery. Yeah. Okay, so start the time machine. And then we'll pause. Sometimes those buttons don't work. How do I... Okay, so we'll make Mildred sit next to me. And then we'll make Wesley sit up there. All right. So we're done. Okay, so go to the research menu. The features tab. Got to build us a landing page. Yep. Okay, so landing page needs a raw component, back end UI. Okay, so UI from Mildred in a back end, and a blueprint and a graphics from that Wesley. Okay, what time is it? Let's just... Okay, so we need a UI component and a backend component. Wesley, we need a blueprint and a graphics. And we'll speed up time. Yep. Features. Okay. Where's the, how do I, now's time, click your website. All right, yeah, okay. Features, add a feature, add the feature, upgrade to level 1. Okay, so then we need to go to the marketing tab, do an email campaign. We'll create the campaign. We'll increase the budget to $2,000. Let's go. All right, we got that. All right, 2,000 registered users. Look at us go. Milestone 6. Now let's slow this down because that was a mistake we made last time. So we'll go to the website. I think we'll be able to upgrade it again. Okay. So they're crushing it. Research yet another by going to the research menu. Oh, I need to hire a researcher. Okay, so pause, Chad, cancel. Oh, Chad was still doing all that. Holy moly. There was nobody really super good. Okay, go away. Yep. Let's get a researcher on board. Oh, wait, hold on. Chad, researcher. Start headhunting. Let's go, Chad. Look at us, we're working Saturdays and everything. Sorry, Roxy, not good enough. Ooh, Agnes. Okay. Agnes is a star. Let's try and pay Agnes 4,500 with a $5,000 bonus. Oh, Agnes, There you go. Okay. So we've got Agnes. We'll cancel. We'll get rid of all that. Yep. And then we'll go back. We'll build another desk. And we'll put Agnes over here. She's a leper because she's a researcher. Okay. Let's go. So we'll go back to our website. Look at the features. We'll upgrade. We'll go back. Look at the marketing. We'll create another campaign. Create that campaign. Delete that one. Yep. Delete that one. And then we'll increase that to, let's make it 2,500 now. All right. As soon as research yet another feature. Okay, so we have research points. Okay. Go to the features tab. Oh. No, we're not doing video functionality. What are we going to do? Oh, because that was really confusing. Okay, let's unlock that. Okay, let's slow this down now. Now, let's first of all go back to our web page. Features. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, add a feature. Add the video feature. Okay. Okay. Okay, your first real, let's pause because this got us in trouble last time. Great work. Your first real feature. Have you noticed the smiley this is indicating how currently they're not too happy. Keeping satisfaction is very important. Yep. Increase your features level. Okay, so we'll hire a lead developer. Chad. Start headhunting, bro. Okay, we need to get our researcher doing some work. While she's doing that, we'll hike our landing page up. How's our marketing going? Let's make that $2,500 a day. Let's get after it. Come on, Agnes, work harder. Okay. Let's pause. And you know what? We'll send you home. Actually, we'll let you guys take a long weekend. What about training? Okay. How about you two? There you go. You both go on training. All right. Start the time machine. Agnes is pretty tired. What we'll do is we're going to pause. We're going to give Agnes a long weekend. We're going to give Mildred a long weekend. We're going to give Wesley a long weekend. We're going to let them all take the weekend off. It'll cost us some money, but they'll all come back nice and refreshed. And I'm all about that. I'm all about people being nicely refreshed. Like they're at 100%. They probably didn't need 3 days off, but you know, that's what we do here at Casual Gamer. We treat people with respect and dignity. Because we're all about that. All about the respect and the dignity. Okay, let's go. Time machine. But me, Chad Bagelsworth, I'm all about the hustle. I'm all about the grind. Chad Bagelsworth, grind. Okay, do my team come back yet? No? They all have one more day, do they? Great. Didn't do any work on Friday. Oh, hold on, I got 2 Jeets. Who cares about that? Let's go. Everybody's at 100%, man. Let's get after it. Wesley's back in the grind. Are we able to upgrade our website at all? Yeah, let's upgrade to level 9 back. How's our marketing going? We'll delete that. Yep. Let's go. Get after it. So these two are still in training. All right, so now we can do a lead developer. All right, so now we have a lead developer. And Chad, your job tomorrow, son, is to hire a lead developer. All right, Virgie. Sean, he's got the right name, just spells it incorrectly. We'll let Chad have the night off, and then see what's what here. Oh, wow. Birdie. Birdie. Let's go, Birdie. $5,000 for Birdie. And a $5,000 signing bonus. What's Birdie? Birdie wants 6. Okay, Birdie. We'll do 53. Welcome to the team, Birdie. Okay, so now we need to buy Birdie a desk. Birdie's gonna go. Birdie can go over here. Ooh, symmetry is off. Okay, Birdie, you're gonna sit next to me, and we're gonna keep an eye on each other. Okay, so now let's go to the website, and now let's look at this feature. And what do I need to do to upgrade this feature? Okay, so I need to get a UI element, and I need to get an interface module. Okay. Front end, back end, video. Okay, so let's see. Birdie and Agnes look very much alike. They even wear the same clothes. Okay. Front end, back end, front end, back end, storage, and a video playback module. Okay. So who can do the UI element? I think that's Mildred. Okay, so we're gonna let them gonna let them finish their training. And we're gonna pause. Now, Birdie, is there anything you can do? This is an interface module. You should work on those right now. See, this is where we get ourselves into trouble. Okay. See, this is where this gets super unnecessarily complex. Okay. So, to upgrade this, it needs a front-end module and a video playback module. Okay. So let's delete that. It needs a front-end module and a video playback module. Now to build this, this needs to have a blueprint and a graphics component. It needs to have 2 UI elements and a wireframe. So, okay. And this, what does this need? So this needs a video component. It needs a UI element and an interface module. It needs a network component and a backend component. Backend module needs a backend component and a network component. Okay. Okay, so this is super confusing. So, interface module. You can't begin to build those without these other things. Okay, so we'll just stop that for now so that we don't get confused. And we'll let these guys finish their training. Birdie, go take a 3-day weekend. I have a suspicion this game is going to end the same as the last game, because the chain of what I need to deliver this is quite complex. Okay. Okay, so now they're both back and they're both doing stuff. Okay, so what does she need from them? UI elements. So UI elements. Front end. No. What does this feature need? Feature. Upgrade. It needs a front end and a video playback module. Okay, front end and a video playback module. The video playback module needs a video component. It needs a front end module. And it needs a back end module. See, it's very unclear how this works, because it says it needs a front-end module and a video playback module, but then this needs its own front-end module and its own back-end module as well. So this has to have a backend module, and a backend module needs a network component. Let's start at the beginning. So this needs a UI and an interface. So we're going to get Bertie doing those. Okay. And then we're going to get Mildred doing UI elements and wireframes. Oh, that was not ideal. Bugger. That made it more expensive. Okay. Development. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Yes. Okay. So again, upgrade. A UI element. An interface module. Video component. Is this Chad, Wesley, or who does the video component? Okay, so Mildred, you're going to make video components. You're going to make network components. And does it need backend components? Needs backend module, which requires backend components. Okay, so that's everything that Mildred has to build, I think. Okay, so that's for that. Now, this needs a UI element, an interface module. So she's going to have to make those, and this dude is going to have to make UI elements. And to do that, he needs a blueprint module and a graphics component. Okay. Let's go back and check. So for her to make that, she needs a UI element and an interface module. The interface module needs 2 UI elements and a wireframe. So he will do that twice, and then that. And then he's completed his cycle to give her what she needs for that. And then she will then be able to make that. And then that. She needs a video component from that guy and a front end module, which is an UI element, and an interface module. Okay. And then a back end, which is a back end component and a network component. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll give it a couple of days. Start the time machine. Birdie hasn't even turned up for work yet. Birdie's, I think, still on leave, right? Birdie coming back to work today? No? Okay. There she is. So Birdie's missing requirements. Okay, Birdie seems to be off and racing. So Birdie's now missing requirements again. Okay. So Bertie has one interface module up her sleeve. Oh, let's go. Okay. Okay, so Birdie is unblocked. Holy crow. Birdie's unblocked. No. What did I do? There has to be a front end module and a back end module. Okay, so okay. I think that's it. I think that's the chain. Let's go. I think that's the chain. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Will we run out of money? Sure hope not. I think we might. I think we'll run out of money again before we get around to... Wait a second. Oh. So I think Birdie has enough to get it done, but she doesn't have extra for next time. So she'll have to do those again next time, but that's okay. This takes a really long time. So let's just pause for a second. Go to our website. Marketing. Let's turn that off. Let's cancel. Let's pause that. Let's see if we can stretch out some of our cash. Because I think that's what's eating our money. Is the advertising. Yeah. We've been burning money on advertising. Okay, so that's a good lesson. Okay, I think we're gonna possibly be okay here. Okay, so now if we go to our website, we go to features. Ooh, we're missing front end module? I don't understand. See, this is the thing that's doing my head in. Okay. Pause. So we'll stop that for now. Yeah, we'll stop that for now. And we'll just let her do this. So once this is done, we'll go back. Okay, we'll pause. Now we'll go to our website. We'll go to features. We'll go to upgrade. Yes. Okay, now we need a front end module. So we need 2 front end modules, a back end module. Okay. So, so we got enough for that. But for that, we need a back end module, which will be built this time, and a front end module. Okay. There's be awesome if we could move this. So we'll so that will have that, but it needs a front end module. And that needs an interface module. So interface this. And then this. Okay. Let's see how we go. We're probably going to run out of money. But that's okay. Yeah. Hey, Mark, how are you, buddy? I'm missing the cowbell. Every time you come and watch me, I'm playing this game, and I'm getting more and more frustrated. Because there's, this production chain for this is really kind of complex. So we'll see. Hopefully hopefully I don't end up making the same mistake I did last time. Okay. So what do I need for next time? Need an interface module. Need that. Let's see if that'll do me next time. It's very frustratingly complex. I'm down to $6 grand left. I'd be interested to see if I can get this done before I totally run out of money. I don't think I will, but they'll give me more. Yeah, I've been all right, man. You know, just come out of a weekend, so you can't complain too much, right? What about yourself? How have you been? What's it? Don't you have? It's Monday morning there, so you should have some work stuff, no? Okay, so that takes over a week. Okay. Won't finish that today, and we'll run out of money, so that's a bit of a bummer. Oh. Well, all right. Bankrupt again, huh? Oh, well. All right. Do I want to do this again? Because this is kind of now twice I've done this, and twice I've gone bankrupt in this game. The production chains are too complex, which was the problem we had last time. It doesn't make sense. We have to pay people less, and we have to not waste money. Okay, we'll try one more time. Try one more time, and if we can't figure it out, then I think it's a flaw in the game. But the problem is the development. Let's mix up our name. Jimmy Duncan. Oh, Harvey Spencer. We're going with that. Harvey Spencer. Yeah. And this dude here, he looks like a Harvey Spencer. Let's have at it. And Harvey Spencer is an ex-developer. And our site's gonna be Casual Gamer again. And we're gonna be a gaming platform. We're gonna take this office, we're gonna rent that space. Thanks, Pam. We're gonna go buy ourselves a desk. That's gonna be my desk. We're gonna hire a developer, and we're gonna zoom time in. Nice. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Pause. Let's hire Teresa. Teresa can be paid $5,000. Teresa can be paid $5,500. 57, Teresa. Okay. We didn't give Teresa a signing bonus. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, mate. You're always it's always nice to have you here. Okay. I'm gonna start headhunting a designer. Let's get after it. So you're doing roofing, right? So if the weather is rubbish, you can't work. So if it rains or it's whatever, you can't clearly work, right? Is that how it goes? Oh, come on, buddy. You got to do better than this. We're not getting good candidates. Okay, that might be Troy. Might be the best option. Oh, until we found Rosa. Okay, Rosa, you're gonna get paid $5,000 a month. Okay, Rosa, we'll give you 51. 52. Welcome to the team, Rosa. Okay. So now we need to buy Rosa. And we'll buy another desk. We'll put that one here. And we'll put the designer here. We'll get them working on a graphic component. We'll get them working on nothing just yet. We'll wait for... Okay. So let's go to the research menu. Features. Landing page. Yes. Let's go. Keep giving me money, Pam. We'll go up to our website. Go up to features. We'll go add feature. We'll add a landing page. And then we need to have a UI component. So blueprint and graphics. Oh, wait, wrong person. A blueprint and graphics. And then for the web page upgrade, we need a UI component and a backend component. UI component and a backend component. I know. Probably gonna need those in a while too. So we'll get you to do there. That'll do. We'll start planning for the next feature. All right, we'll upgrade this site soon. Start the time machine. Okay. Let's see if we can upgrade it yet. Let's go. Money, 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 money. All right. So now we can go to the marketing, email, create. We'll spend $1,000 a day for the time being. And that'll do. I'm not afraid, Pam. Yeah. That wouldn't be ideal. For sure. slipping and sliding on a roof. All right, got 2,000 registered users. Okay, so now we need to hire a researcher. Let's go, Harvey. Time for you to cancel that. Yep. Okay, so you need to hire a researcher. Let's go. Not good enough. Oh, okay. Like inside a log cabin? That sounds kind of cool. Okay, you can stop now. Mimi. She works at eBay. It's funny. You get to get paid $4,500. Mimi. What do you want? Okay. Mimi. So that's kind of neat. I always wanted to own a log cabin. Sounds ridiculous, but okay. So we'll need another desk. Mimi can go sit over there. Oops. All right. Now let's go to the website. Let's see. The designer. What's going on, Rosa? Okay. If I had my druthers, I would own a log cabin in Lake Louise in Alberta, overlooking the lake, and I'd just be sitting there just chilling like a villain all the time. I'd probably write books and just kind of relax. Stare out at the water from my log cabin like a boss. Okay. As soon as possible, research another feature. I need 30 points for that. Why doesn't my guy do something other than headhunt? Could he, like, not code or something? Potential users reached. Well, okay, let's do a little bit. No, I'm not spending any more money. I've been burned by this silliness twice. I've been fooled too many times. Okay. So we've almost got our research done, so we can add in the video module. I don't know, who randomly woke up Regina? Is it Regina? Did Regina randomly wake up? Okay, I need to stop. And Rosa, you need to have a little holiday. How did I know? I'm psychic, Regina. I'd say I actually almost said something about, you know, I have spy cameras and stuff, but that's just kind of creepy. So I kind of backpedaled very quickly from that. So, with you personally, Mark, like, do you do odd jobs, or what kind of jobs do you do when you're not roofing? So, like, for example, if you're working on uh, a log cabin, are you doing like internal sheetrock or something? Like, what is it you're doing? Gyprocking, or just like what kind of stuff they get you to do? Okay, let's go. Um, Features, upgrade. Add a feature. All right, so there we go. So now I need to hire a lead developer. Pause. Okay, Harvey, you're back in the saddle here, brother. Oh, I need 30 points from Mamie. Okay, let's get after it, Mamie. What are you going to do with yourself, Regina? You're up at a sensible, I would imagine it's a sensible hour in the morning there. What are you going to do with yourself all day? You're not going to know yourself. Okay, so you know what? You go take another day off. You go take a day off while we wait for Mamie to do Mamie's job. Because I should sit straight. I was saying earlier on stream that my back is really sore. And my back is really sore because I'm sitting like a clown. I'm not sitting straight up. I need to get this new Secret Labs chair. It needs to arrive. Don't go back to bed. Start your day. Be a productive member of society. Go pick up trash on the street. Nurture small foster children and teach them the ways of the world. I don't know. Do some... I don't know. I have nothing. Oh. You're doing 8 hours of sleep. Okay. What have you done with Regina? Whoever you are. Is she okay? Blink twice if Regina is in trouble. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Start headhunting. Research. Lead developer. Okay, you. You do your job now. Go hire this person. And you go take 3 days off. And we'll go to our website and we'll see if we can upgrade this. Oh, we don't have stuff. Okay. Ooh, SE is pretty good. Okay. So, first rule of Fight Club. When children are sleeping, never wake them up because, well, they're much quieter when they're sleeping. Wow, Ron Harper. You're cheap, man. Okay. So now let's buy Ron Harper a desk. Put Ron over here. Okay. Now, this is where we come unstuck. Yes. Anger fuels you. That sounds harsh. So I need an interface module. Okay. An interface module. Wait a second. Now I'm confused again. This is where I get stuck. Okay. Nope. Back. This guy. So it's grinding off the old finish. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then when that's done, do you refinish the wall, or does somebody else take on that unruly task? Okay, so this guy will do an interface module and then a front end module. Okay, so interface and front end. Okay, so that's what he needs. And then what else? He then needs a front end and a back end module. A front end and a back end module. So we'll do the back end. Module. And to do that, you need another one of these guys. And then that guy. Okay. And then what else do we need? Well, then he can make the video component. So, okay. So this person needs to do the UI elements. Yeah, it's pretty confusing. Okay. Yeah. I resurfaced the inside of my garage in our last house so that I could do a whiteboard. I could paint a whiteboard wall on, well, actually, Harriet did a whiteboard wall for me in our garage in our last house. But I had to scour, like, take the layer off the wall, and then I had to bag it. I had to bag the wall with render, and then so that she had a flat surface to paint the whiteboard on. It took me a couple days to do that, and I'm not handy, so that's useless. Yeah, you need to learn how to block, Regina. That's a good theory, or ignore things. The UI element is driving me nuts because I'm struggling immensely. Okay, so Rosa here needs to make lots of UI elements. So let's, yeah, we can kill that. Okay, so she needs a UI element. So she needs a blueprint, graphics, UI. And then we'll get her to do, and then that'll be her workflow. Okay. I think we have everything. This guy, all he has to do, I think, is video components at this point. Oh, he has to do backend components as well, because I think this guy at some point needs a backend component somewhere. Front end, yeah, he needs backend components and network components. So, network components, backend components. So that's going to be your workflow. Okay, now. Yep. Let's watch and see what happens here, because this is going to be crazy. I really actually miss my whiteboard wall from the last house. It was very versatile, having that whiteboard wall, because what it allowed us to do is shoot videos in the garage, because I soundproofed everything. And then having a whiteboard, I could literally have a camera set up and I could draw on the whiteboard behind me and shoot videos. It was hugely versatile. Hey man, doesn't matter where they move you, as long as they keep paying you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I say it all the time at work. I don't really care what you want me to do. I'll just do it. Yeah, that's right, Evan. If they don't have the right components, they can't proceed to the next task, and they get stuck. And it's, as you can see, it's quite a complex chain of things that 3 different people have to build and make sure that one has the parts for the other. And I've gone bankrupt in 2 consecutive games just trying to build this particular module. But this time I think I've nailed it, because I've kept my money and I've kept my costs down. And I think I understand how the process now works. But we'll see. We shall see. Yeah. That's pretty cool, right? It's nice to have a diverse range. I don't know if Tony's still in the chat, but Tony is an electrical apprentice, electrician's apprentice. And so he's on job sites all the time. And I've spent a lot of time on job sites and large construction sites. And the problem with large construction sites is that you, it's pretty rough, and a lot of specialization is required. And so usually the people who are the general laborers, the guys who just do anything, they're the guys who seem to have the most fun at their jobs. If we're being honest with each other, they seem to enjoy their gig the most. Okay, I'm almost at the point here. Yeah, it was awesome. And the whiteboard wall was massive too. Like, we had a massive whiteboard wall. It was, I think it was Harriet did it for me one year as a Christmas gift. And I think it was 3 meters wide and it was 2 meters tall. And it allowed us to set our garage up in the old house as a complete, basically like a video studio for shooting videos with a whiteboard behind you. You could draw on it, and it was pretty awesome. I have some old videos around where I shot in there using it. But in this house, we don't have the room for that. Oh, that's pretty cool. To be honest, at work, at our at my current job, at our previous office, we used to just basically write on the glass most of the time. Like, we had glass walls between offices and stuff and meeting rooms. We would write on the glass wall. But then in the new office, every meeting room had a Cisco, I don't know what to call them, WebEx board, which is basically a big TV you can write on and take notes on. It's like a digital whiteboard, but you can also do video conferencing through it, and it's like a screen. It's really super high tech. But I missed sometimes just writing on glass. And when I was at a previous job, at one of my previous jobs, we had all of our desks. They were interior designers and architects, so they did some really interesting things aesthetically. But all of our desks were whiteboards, so they were all laminate, high gloss laminate, and whiteboard surface. So you could sit down at your desk with people, clear off some space, and just write on your desk like a whiteboard. You could take notes while you're on a phone call right on your desk. It was pretty sick. We used to do some really clever stuff, actually. We had all the sort of, the air-on chairs, and I actually had an embody chair for a while. So when I see these guys all buying those things, they're great. They're awesome chairs. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I've tried them. I think I can upgrade. Sweet. Okay, now we need to keep upgrading. Yeah, glass definitely works. You can do all kinds of clever things. You can sandwich the glass in a frame and put like white, I don't know what you call it, sort of like cardboard paper behind it. And then it's a whiteboard. Hey, Ron, let's go, bro. I think I finally nailed this. I think I finally have it. Hooly dooly. This took me 3 games to figure out this one workflow for this one feature. And I'm still in the tutorial. Like, maybe, Mr. Developer, your game is a little bit complex. And my website doesn't even have monetization features yet, so I'm totally reliant on this vulture capitalist giving me money. Yeah, I currently in my job as well. I get to work on a lot of different things, and so while a lot of my colleagues in that specialize in certain, this guy's a cloud this or whatever, I just work on large projects, and I'll just do tons of different things, commercial, technical, client management. So I'll just do lots and lots of different things. And so the upside for me is I get to just kind of do whatever I want, and it keeps it fresh. Like, it keeps it mentally refreshing. But the downside of that is I get stuck into very large projects for very long periods of time where there's a lot of money on the line, and it can get quite stressful. Like, the client I'm working with at the moment, and I've been dealing with now since December, so it's like 8 months now. It's a bit rough, and I'm kind of at the end of my tether with it. So I start tomorrow on something a little bit new on the side. So 20% of my time on this other thing, and hopefully I can wean myself away from this other client and just focus on this new thing for a little while. But basically the way that I tend to work with my job is I'll work on a project or an initiative or whatever for 6 to 12 months. And then by the end, you're just utterly burnt out. And then I'll have like a month or so where I'm not really working on a lot. I'm just kind of having a bit of downtime at work. And every now and then I'll squeeze a week off in there. I really actually wanted to take this week off, but I excuse me, I couldn't fit it in. I just had some I had too many things on too many balls in the air, and I couldn't fit in the week off at work. But it would have been nice to have some time. Oh my god, I think I figured this chain out. Holy crow. Now, this lady Pam over here, Pam, you vulture capitalist. Hello, Pam. When I get this feature upgraded and get these customers happy, you, Pam, had best come through with the bucks. I want to see lots of money, Pam. You better make it rain, as the kids say. I want $100 bills, Pam. I want it to be like James Harding came into my fine dancing establishment. This little NBA joke for the crowd. I can't believe Regina is talking about waking up children because she's bored. That's... Man. I'll tell you another... Sorry, I'm going to pause for a second. I'll tell you a funny one. Today, I sat in a team meeting today, and one of the guys on my team, he's Mexican. There you go. There's a linkage. I didn't even realize there's a Mexican guy on my team. And he's married to this Colombian lady. And they've been married for a while. Like, quite a long time. Like, I've known him for 6 years, and they've been married the whole time. And they had their first baby 3 weeks ago. And today is his first day back at work after paternity leave. He took, I think, 3 or 4 weeks off. And so he's back. And, of course, the team meeting is just basically stopped to ask Sergio how the baby is going. Because everybody's excited, right? Babies are cool. Everybody loves babies. And so Sergio says, well, you know, it's great. It's completely unlike anything I've ever done before. And so somebody goes down the obligatory path of, are you sleeping? And Sergio says, oh, ay. And he starts talking about how here in Australia, I don't know about anywhere else, but here in Australia, the midwives at the hospitals, we used to refer to them even when Zach was born. So that's 18 years ago now. That's a long time. We used to refer to them as the breastfeeding Nazis because they basically bullied women into breastfeeding and almost gave them no choice. And so Sergio's wife, as we found out in our team meeting, really struggled with the breastfeeding. Her milk didn't come in. And it was very slow. And so the little one lost 15% of his body weight in the first week. And that's not terribly uncommon for babies. If you know anything about babies, they sometimes struggle to feed. And like, if you think about it, they've been swimming for 9 months and been fed through a tube in their stomach. So the idea of having to get out and eat, it's all a bit new for them. So you know, gotta cut the little ones some slack. You know, their lifespan's been measured in days. They're just learning to eat. They're still struggling with breathing. They've opened their eyes and are looking around for the first time. It's all a bit new, right? There's a lot going on. So eating's a challenge. And then their mother is struggling to lactate correctly. So that's tough. Anyway, they're really on his wife. Okay, you just got to keep at it, got to keep at it, got to keep at it. And now they're first time parents. They're a little bit older, so they're more, slightly higher risk factors with everything. So they're like, okay, this breastfeeding thing, it's not working out. No, you keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. And then in the team meeting, we heard all about all of the activity, all of the activities that his wife had to undergo to try and get her breast milk moving. Now, I don't know. I'm a pretty contemporary sort of guy. Stuff doesn't tend to bother me. Like, if I'm out at the shopping center, if I'm out at the shopping center and a woman flops out her boob to feed her child, like, I don't care. Go nuts, lady. That's the kid's hungry. That's its dinner. Get stuck in. I'm going to sit over in the food court and eat, like, Subway. So the little tacker needs his meal and you're his meal ticket. So get stuck in. So people breastfeeding in public and shit like that, it doesn't, like, I don't care. Like, go nuts, right? It does bother some people, but for me, I literally couldn't give a shit. I don't care. I don't pay any attention to what other people are doing for the most part. Stay out of my way. But I have to say, listening for 15 minutes to your colleague at work talk about the various machinations that his wife had to go through to stimulate the production of breast milk was it was a lot. So, and you could see there's a whole bunch of people on this Teams call just kind of like, can we get back to talking about work now? I'm a little bit and so finally one of the guys is like, okay, so let's get back into it, okay? And so we'd heard enough of Sergio's wife's breast milk. But anyway, that was it's a funny show. And he's Mexican. So there you go, Regina. Yeah, cardstock. That's right, cardstock. That's the kind of white paper I was talking about. Okay. Let's see how I'm doing here. Almost. Is it a big thing? So in Australia, there are whole Facebook groups with hundreds of thousands of people in them. Mostly women, let's be honest. And there are these Kmart hacks websites, and they talk about going to Kmart and finding things and doing other things with those things to get cheap stuff. So like they'll go and they'll find a shoe rack for like $5, and they'll find another thing at Kmart and they'll wrap the shoe rack in that. Now it's a wine rack, and it's like normally you'd buy this wine rack for like $85 at some store, and you can find this Kmart hack and now you get it for like $7 or something if you're willing to put a little bit of elbow grease in. And you see these women do this, like they organize their kitchens and they post all these pictures, and they call it Kmart hacks. Is that a big thing anywhere else outside of Australia? Because in Australia, it's like, I'm not kidding, there are hundreds of thousands of women in these groups. And it gets covered in newspapers and crap like that. I just find it so surreal. Like I just go on Amazon and buy anything. Like I don't, if I have to hack something together, for the most part, Sean's inherent laziness kicks in, and Amazon becomes very easy. Like today, our salt grinder and our pepper grinder stopped working. Our salt pepper stopped working, and it was like, oh, I could take it apart, Or I could, you know, hey, we got 75% satisfaction. $60,000. Holy dooly. That's awesome. You've come through, Pam. Let's go, Pam. Okay, beautiful. When upgrading features to increase potential users, you should always try and balance levels between features to keep your users happy. We need more users. Continue to run are higher than your registered users. Increase your potential users by upgrading feature levels. Okay, so let's go to marketing. Let's run a new campaign. Let's chuck that up to $2,500 because Pam's giving us the big dosh. Let's go, Pam. Okay. So what do we need? Make sure your potential users are higher than your registered users. Okay. Tick. Check. Increase your potential users by upgrading feature levels. Okay. Can I upgrade this thing anymore? Let's go. Okay. Yep. What's the next thing? Whoa, hey. Okay. Like I gotta... Oh. All right. We're in the dosh. Let's pause because this game can get quite hectic. So many users. I have to admit, people here at Johnson Invest, Vulture Capitalists, Scub, are starting to bet on your success. We're very impressed. We need to talk about your servers. As you start to add or upgrade features, more CUs will be required. Start by hiring a sysadmin, just as you do with a developer and a designer. Next, add one mini cloud server by selecting your website and clicking host. Use your sysadmin to do the required componentry. Okay. Gotcha, Pam. Let's go. You're up, Spencer. We need a sysadmin. Where do we get one of them? Oh, well, no problem. Let's go, Spencer. You're up, brother. Sysadmin, start headhunting. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's pause. Let's close that for a second. Let's give everybody some time off. Rosa, go away for 3 days. Ronald, go away for 3 days. Teresa, go away for 3 days. And Mimi, go away for 3 days. All right. So now we can just have Harvey hiring staff. Okay. Kmart hacks are all over. Good. I didn't. It's it gets quite yeah, there's quite a lot going on there. Oh, okay. Well, now we found our sysadmin. Yeah, dollar store hack, same thing. Yep. Okay, so how much do I have to pay you? Let's make you pay 3,000. 8,600. I think, Loretta, you're being a bit cheeky. Wow. Okay, that's a bit expensive. Yeah, fair enough. I'm as I've said many times in chat and on the channel, I'm left-handed. So I have a disability. Nothing works out well for me when I have to manually do stuff. So yeah, not ideal for me. Okay, let's go. Loretta. So now We need to go to our hosting tab of our website. And we need to add a cloud server. How do I add that? Okay, so you need to build a firewall, put together an operating system, and some virtualized hardware. Okay, so you need to build a firewall, you put together an operating system, and you need some virtual hardware. All right, get stuck in there, Loretta. It's all up to you now. It really shouldn't take you that long to build a firewall once you've built one. Installing an operating system should just be an image. So, Loretta, I don't have a lot of time for you. Wow, you're going to meet your colleagues shortly, Loretta. I actually wish I was more crafty. It's just not my jam. I blame the left-handedness because I'm not really good with tools. But if we're being brutally honest, I'm not very patient with stuff like that. That's probably the larger problem. It's easier to say that my left-handedness is a problem than to say that I'm actually just somebody who lacks the requisite patience to do anything useful. Okay. Let's go. Hosting, add an instance. Okay. Let's go. Okay, pause. There we go. Remember to keep an eye on server load. If you go above 100, you start to lose users. Now we should slowly start. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's get the money flowing. Okay. Researching and adding text ads. Features. Add a feature. Revenue features. Okay, so we need text ads. Features. Let's go. Unlock. Yep. And then we need human resources. We need a sales executive. Oh. Okay. So we're a little ways off that. Come on, Mimi. It's all up to you now. Could we upgrade any of our stuff on the website? Features. Upgrade. No. Okay. What about the landing page? No. Okay. Good talk. Let's go look at our website. Hosting. Can't really add an instance yet. All right. I should be sitting at an intermediate desk. You should all shut your mouths. You're lucky you have jobs. Let's add an instance. Gotta work harder there, Mimi. Can I upgrade this yet? No. Need a front-end module. Yeah. Oh, stop headhunting, bro. What are you doing? It's wasting time. Alright, we'll soon be able to upgrade our video features on the website. Mamie, you gotta hurry up, sunshine. So, can we add do a bit of marketing, eh? Oh, never mind. Hosting, add an instance. Let's go. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to check. Can I add a feature? Add feature. Revenue feature. Add feature. Okay. Okay. What's old mate Ron doing? He seems to be spending a lot of time at home. Everybody's well rested. That's good to see. The team is doing what the team does. A Quitch. I was going to watch Lyric on Quitch. Oh, you silly system admin person. You were trying to say the purple platform. Okay, let's add an instance. Our platform is just rocking. How is Ron doing with that code update? Hooly dooly, Ron. You need to work a little bit faster there, bro. I should probably make Ron go do training at some point. Yeah, I think once Ron has done this code... Oh, he's done. Hold on, let's pause. Let's go to the website. Let's go to features. Let's go to upgrade. Let's go. Let's go. Can I upgrade this? Nope. Okay. Ron, son, go do training. Nope. Yep. Graphics component. I think they're working on that now. Oh, hold on. I can go hire that person. Hold on. Stop. Research. Human resources. Sales executive. Let's go. Now, let's go hire a sales executive. Come on, Harvey. It's your time to shine, bro. Go find us a sales executive. Okay, Wesley's not a bad start. Isabella's not up to the job. Warren is not a good option. Right, let's get after it. Come on. It's all on you, Harvey. Oh, May Zimmerman. Oh, okay, we've now found our salesperson. It's Loretta. Welcome to the team, Loretta. We're going to pay you $4,500 a month. You want 6. Well, we'll give you 5.2. You want 5.4? We'll split the difference at 5.3. Let's go. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Slick Daddy Club. Remember when Dr. Disrespect used to have, instead of the Champions Club, he had the Slick Daddy Club? And then whenever somebody would join on his stream as a member, or a sub, I guess, on Twitch, and they'd have that cool voice. Welcome to the Slick Daddy Club. That was cool. I miss those days. Let's add a desk for our sales guy. Let's put him right up the front. Nobody wants to be around salespeople. They're kind of gross. Okay. Right. So let's go. You better impress me, Loretta. Ron is doing training. Well, it's gonna pause for a second. We'll see if we can update the website. We cannot. I'm not sure why. Okay. How are you going, Loretta? Oh, you have a lead. Right. Well, let's just keep looking. Let's see if we can get more. Search for new deals. I want to have a couple. What's the color? Snappy clips. They're paying $4.30 for a text ad. Okay. With 24,000 impressions. Okay. Oh, Rosa Cruz called in sick. Oh, come on, Rosa. Lift your game, sickly person. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay. Let's pause. First of all, yep, you can have a pay rise, Ron. Be faster. Be better at your job. Okay, Loretta. Wow. That's a real... The maximum... Okay, well, let's negotiate this one. Text ads. Yeah. Okay. Well, we only have one website. Okay. All right. We sold an ad space deal. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. What happened now? Remember to keep your income steady and respond to any deals that need negotiation. Have you noticed that our staff is starting to sit closer? Developers hate that. You can get a bigger office. Oh, bigger office. Okay. So what's this one? It's 10 workspaces. Okay. This one has 20. This one is 80. That's a lot more money. And that's the King Daddy topper. Yeah. Okay. Let's just move up a little bit. Yep. Let's go. Can I like move them around or something? Oh, right click to rotate. Oh, I can move them around. Nice. Okay, so this is our sales person. We'll put her over here. I'm the boss. So I'm going to be in this corner. And then you're in graphics. So you're a designer. So you're going to go over here. And then you're a programmer. So you're going to go over here. And you're a sysadmin, so we'll keep you in a corner somewhere. We'll put the research person near the graphics person. And we'll put developers near each other. And then where do we put the sysadmin? Do we have a cupboard? Okay, you can go back here. There you go. Okay, for the next milestone, work on the website. Keep upgrading feature levels, run marketing. Don't be afraid to hire. Yep. Now, reach the targeted valuation. $200,000 valuation. Okay, so more features. Yep, we're not there yet. Configure. Starts tomorrow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So we now need to get $200,000 valuation. Where are we at? Our valuation's already exceeded to. What are you talking about? We're going to pass that. There we go. Let's go. Too good for this team. We're doing too well. Okay, let's whip through that. Okay, another well-executed milestone. We need to improve our marketing. Next up, create your first text ads campaign. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. I think we've had a good run. Let's save the game. It's today's date, the 16th. Okay, let's save. All right. Exit. Yep. Well, that was a much, much better exercise. We, I was pretty close to giving up again, I have to admit, because we started the first game and ended up exactly like the second or the first time we played it. The second game was exactly, we ran out of money, we went broke. But I figured out why we went broke. I figured out the feature chain, which was a little bit complex. I think a little bit more complex than it needed to be. But I got it. Gave me go team. It just took a little bit of thinking, which hurts when it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night after a long day. But, is what it is. And then we stuck at it, and the second game seemingly much more successful. So I'm glad I stuck at it. And we might now come back to this tomorrow, because it's kind of fun. It does require a bit of thinking. And I actually quite enjoy the tutorial nature of some of these games. So I'm trying to get the other one that was like that had a really good tutorial that we played recently. There's a few of them that had a very good. City of Gangsters had a very good tutorial as well, but there were parts missing. And that just became rage inducing. Actually, that's really fascinating about City of Gangsters. So I went in the Discord after I stopped playing that game. The other night, and basically left a bunch of suggestions for the developers. And the primary suggestion was that the NPC, your NPC opponents, so the main characters that you play against in the game, they seem to operate on a whole different set of rules than you. So whereas I have to have influence to do anything, they seem to already have the influence at the start of the game that far exceeds mine. I have to have relationships with people, and they all seem to have the relationships. In fact, everybody else had the relationships except me. And so you're starting off with this massive disadvantage. And then I had, I don't know if it was a bug or a really badly implemented feature, but I had a prohibition officer sitting outside my front the whole game. So I was stuck. I couldn't do a whole lot. And then I had random other outfits roaming around just attacking me for no reason. It was just aggressive. And so I sort of said, like, in their Discord, you can't have your game be that unfriendly to new players right off the rip, because they won't play. It's too hard. It's too complicated. The tutorial's good, but there's parts that are really important that you haven't built out yet. Your combat system is stupid. And why are the NPCs so aggressive and have such a significantly different rule set than you do? So they're effectively just non-player characters and should more or less operate on the same set of rules that you operate on. And I said, so there's a few things it's just not balanced well, and there's some parts of this game that, while it's fun and I like the genre, and so I kind of left some constructive feedback. I'm always skeptical of going into a Discord of a somewhat indie game that's just been released and leaving any kind of feedback, because you have people who are invested in the game, right? They've been in the Discord for a year when the game was in alpha, and the game was, just the graphics weren't there, and it was just blocks moving. And this is people who've been there for a long time. They're all very heavily invested. And so to go in there and leave constructive feedback, i.e., criticism, you always sort of open yourself up to those people going a bit. Trying to think of a good way to describe it. Going a bit silly on you, but I did it anyway because I liked the idea. I liked the game, and there was one or two people who said, "Oh, maybe you're just unlucky." And it's like, I don't think I'm unlucky. It happened twice, and then I had another person say, "Oh, well, you just need to play more." It's like, well, why would I want to? I've invested 5 or 6 hours in this game. I've had the same types of problems crop up multiple times, and the problems are not fun problems. It creates a not fun experience. So why would I invest more time in that? There are other games I can play that I don't have that problem. Thankfully, then a few people came into the Discord and said, "You know what? Those are fair criticisms. And actually, I've had the same problem with this issue, or I've seen this, and in fact, it's worse than what Sean has said." And so there were a few people who sort of jumped in and offered uh, commentary and feedback that aligned with what I was saying. And the developer basically replied this yesterday, I think, and said, "Oh, look, we're getting a lot of feedback on the game, Steam forums and our Discord, and there's tons of feedback. We can't reply to it all, but we're writing it all down. So, like, that's cool, right? Like, hopefully they make some changes, because I like City of Gangsters. I think the whole mobster prohibition era management, it's a cool idea, and nobody's done it very well. And unfortunately, they've done it okay, but it needs to get better quickly. There's a lot of things, and some of the other comments and feedback that people are giving in the forums now that game's in wider release are quite good. This game, uh, uh, unfortunately, the developer has seemed to have moved on to his next game, and I don't think he's gonna spend a whole lot of time on this one. And to be fair, I think this one, the complexity around the chaining of assets that you need to upgrade stuff, I think that's just a fundamental mechanic in the game, and I think it's just flawed. They could do some stuff that would be smart, like they should be able to let you drag and drop the stuff in the person's work queue so that you can kind of rearrange things. That would be a really smart workflow improvement, and it make it easier for a player. But I don't think the developer is going to invest the time in it. I think it's the flaw of indie gaming, right? So indie games, small developers, and the guy, I think it's like one guy who made Startup Company. So hats off and kudos to that dude. Like, this is a good game for one guy or a very small team at best. He's done well. But you can only invest so much time once it's released and once you've made your sales, because these things are finite, right? Um, you need to move on to the next thing and sell more. It's like it's like uh any kind of content creation that's transactional in nature. So if you think of a Udemy instructor, right? Something I know a lot about. You'll have a Udemy instructor who'll create what they would call a pillar course, right? Which is core content for them. And they can invest a lot of time in that. And if that thing sells a truckload, then their investment gets repaid over time, multiple hundreds of times. Um, I know people who've made quite literally millions of dollars on creating a single course. And so for them, they can continue to invest in improving, enhancing, and developing that course. But for the average Udemy instructor, their course has a sales shelf life where they make it, they get an initial bump of sales upon release from their existing students, and the newness of it gets sort of promoted because it's new in a field, especially if the person has some credibility, and they'll make a whole bunch of sales. And then over a month or so, that course then gets slotted in to the category it's in, and it competes with existing stuff. And then the previous best courses aren't automatically displaced by the newest one. So therefore, if you're a smaller creator, your options are invest heavily into this thing you've just done, but whose initial spike in revenue has now come off, and you're starting to get into the, what people refer to as a long tail, which could be there anyway. And you can move on to another course or another product, create a new one in a slightly different category, and get that bump again. So your revenue is like that, as opposed to sort of this flat upward trajectory. And making indie games is exactly the same. Um, if your game is a success as an indie developer, then you can invest in it. You can spend a year making it better. You can spend a year making DLCs. You can spend a year, adding content to the game. But eventually, Frostpunk is a great example. Frostpunk's probably one of the best examples. It was released in April 2018, so it's 3 years now. It was Game of the Year, I think, on Steam. It's an indie game. Sold a truckload of units, and the developer had the luxury of that, then of investing, making 3 DLCs, which allowed them to extend the life of the game further. And now they're doing Frostpunk 2. But if the initial version of Frostpunk hadn't been a success initially, he's now faced with the position of, or the development company is now faced with the position of, do I continue to invest in this and hope that I can turn it into something better than it is? Or do I, continue to provide support for it, but cut my losses, move on to the next thing, and hope that the next one is a lottery ticket. So I kind of get why this developer has said, okay, I've completed this game. It's now done. I'm not sure he could take it that much further, to be fair, without a major rewrite of certain parts. So So that he's moved on to another game, which is actually I forget what it's called, but it's more ambitious. Uh, Good for him. Hope it works out. But this is still fun. Like for what you pay for it, like $20 or whatever, it's still a pretty fun game. Um, and I'll probably come back to it tomorrow night and keep kicking on with this and see how we go. Because on Thursday or Friday, when Humankind comes out, I'm gonna play that. Now that's Humankind is a triple A 4X kind of game, right? Like it's a Civ competitor and it's had a lot of investment put into it and it's big. So that has to be good because they're charging uh $80 Australian for it, right? Or $70 Australian for it. So that's whatever that is, like 50 US dollars. Like that that then has to be a good game. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll get into that on Thursday. Yeah, I want to say Thursday. But it could be Friday. Days are a mess. Well, where did I buy it? Here, Humankind. Coming August 18th. I can preload it actually. Ooh, it's 24 gigs. Um, yeah, I'll when I'm off stream, I'll preload it so it's ready to go. For the 18th. So that's tomorrow's 17th. Wednesday's the 18th. That'll be the 18th US time, I think. So that'll be Thursday here. Yeah. And then the 19th is when uh the Call of Duty Vanguard uh kickoff launch event, whatever the announcement event, I think they're calling it. That's when that is. So, interesting week ahead. Uh and then next week, end of next week, there's a DLC for Tropico. I haven't bought any of the Tropico DLCs. I don't know if I will. I might. We'll see. I'll tell you what I need to do though. Is I need to start being a little bit more confident and reaching out to some of these game companies and saying, "Hey, I'm a content creator." I hate that phrase. Um, you should sample me this game. Give me a CD key so I can play it on stream. Worst they could say is no, right? See what happens. Um, but anyway, we'll see. But thank you very much to everyone who tuned in, took the time to say hello. I appreciate it as always. Um, we'll be back tomorrow night. I think we'll play Startup Company again. I actually had a good time once I got past the initial hurdle. So we might play that again tomorrow night, and then we'll plan for Humankind later in the week. But thank you very much. I hope you have a productive whatever day of the week or time of day. So I guess it's Monday for most of you. It's sort of late Monday night here in Sydney. So yeah, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.